Oh, absolutely. Okay, and it's loading. We're on the side. And relax.
Well, good evening to everyone who's joined us tonight. Welcome. Thank you for being part of the Cellercise family, for sharing the program with others, and for sharing so many of your wonderful reviews. I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about the purpose of why I do these programs. And it's so that everyone can have a good experience, so that we can learn from each other, so we can enjoy the benefits of Cellercise. I'm not here to give medical advice. I never have been. It's never been my objective. It's not going to be my objective. I'm not qualified to do that. I love working with doctors and health practitioners. I always ask somebody when they have a medical condition to consult with their doctor or their health practitioner, or have their doctor or health practitioner give me a call so that I can share some of the techniques that we do that might be beneficial for those of you who might have a medical condition. But it's important that we all have a good experience on the Cellerciser. And so people are often asking me, what do I do about this? Or what do I do about this? And I can talk as it relates to health and fitness and strengthening those areas around the knee, around the hips, the back, the shoulders. And I can share what the experience has been of myself, of a great many others, which is what this program is designed to do, to motivate, inspire, and give hope to those of you who may have had challenges or may not know exactly how to approach the Cellerciser. And there are many different ways that we can do that. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your support. I want to thank the doctors and the health practitioners who believe in Cellercise, who believe in me and the work that I've been able to do over the last 35 plus years in helping to bring to light a lot of the different techniques that I've developed, that we've experienced, and that might be beneficial to so many of you. So again, thank you for your reviews. Thank you for your questions, for your support, for sharing it with others. We want this to become one of your best friends for the rest of your life, like it has mine. And I am so grateful for what it has done for me and my family. And again, thanks for being here. And thank you for sharing and being a part of the family. Okay, so what we're going to do tonight, a little different than what we wanted to do. For some reason, and we don't know why, we're not able, there's always something electronic, we're not able to get our app to cast on the television. All it says is AirPlay, but it's not mirroring what it's supposed to. So it's trying to connect, but some reason it doesn't. So we're going to do our routine tonight, but we'll do it just with me. And I have the routine ready to be put on the Mr. Rebounder app. So those of you who have the app, you can do what I often do, which is this particular routine is going to be a little over 20 minutes. And it's just real basic, but it really gets everything working and flowing. And it's just it's a routine that I like to do when I'm watching a show. So what I do is I will turn on the Mr. Rebounder app, and I will watch the app while I watch the show. And then I mute the music on the app so it just dings in between each movement. And when it dings between the movements, I look down, see the next movement, and I continue to watch the show. And I love the app for that. Unable to connect to Roku TV. Yeah, I know. Okay. All right, so we'll do a routine. You can follow along with me. And then again, I will put that routine on the Mr. Rebounder app so that we can have it for future reference. So when you want to watch a television show, you can watch the show and do the app. Okay, so we've got some really good customer reviews tonight. We have some great questions. I want you to feel free to write if you have any questions. Justice is behind the scenes here. Say hi, Justice.
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys. All right, and he can forward those questions on to me. This thing is, I think, and you've heard me say it, and I believe it with my whole heart is that every home needs to have a Cellerciser. These things last for decades, and it's something everybody in the home and the family can use. So, all right, Gloria writes, love my trampoline. I've been on the phone all day today, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my bronchial tubes, my lungs, just for a quick moment, and so you hear the difference in the voice, and it'll sound a little better for me too, but it goes. Oh, thank you. That's a little better. All right. So Gloria writes, love my trampoline. Great quality, ready to go, and so much fun. At 74, I've been rebounding now for a straight year. My strength has increased 10 times over. I actually have nice muscles in my arms, and my legs have really shaped up. I also can open jars easily now and don't need my husband's help any longer. I usually start off with a few minutes in the morning and then continue to jump throughout the day. If you don't have strong legs and don't use them, you won't live long. And Gloria is right. In fact, we know that through medical research, that when the legs go, that's the beginning of a downhill spiral. So we want to have strong, healthy legs and circulation. Yes, Justice?
Elizabeth recommends rebooting your iPad to help it connect. That could be a problem.
I did that once, but Justice, why don't you reboot it and see if you can make that work? 'Cause thank you. I'm going to. Because often when somebody else makes a recommendation, it works, and that's good. So Gloria, thank you for sharing that. 74, feeling the results, the benefits. Remember, cells don't get old. They're always replacing themselves. We can strengthen and improve the efficiency of cells at any age because they get stronger all the time. You bet. And thank you for the suggestion. Okay, do you know how to get the cast?
I'm just going to reboot it.
Oh, okay. All right. Andrea writes, I have 3 exclamation points. I need to be more consistent so I can see results, but every time I use mine the next day, I notice a difference in my energy level. And that's good. And energy, so important. I don't know of another exercise as efficient as Cellercise, as it creates G-forces, which is weight bearing on every single cell throughout the entire body. Mitochondria can increase pretty rapidly on a Cellerciser, and energy levels can begin to soar. I know mine did. So Cellercise, if you can remember the first time you got on it and how tired you were, and like, wow, this is pretty intense. Compared to where you are now, you know what I'm talking about. The energy level just increases. Adam writes, I love my Cellerciser, exclamation point. Dave Hall even called me directly to update me on the shipping of my order, letting me know it was on its way. Thank you, Dave. You're awesome. Adam, thank you. You're all awesome. And, you know, we have a lot of love, a lot of concern, a lot of support, and this is all about lifting each other and supporting each other. We're all going through this life together. We're looking and seeing all the nonsense, all the challenges that are in the world today. It's nice to be able to retreat to a group of people that are positive, goal-directed, enthusiastic, and uplifting. And so this is a Cellercise family that has a purpose that goes beyond just what we're able to achieve for ourselves individually, but what we're able to do and the difference we make to all of us collectively. So again, thank you so much. Thanks, Adam. All right, Michelle writes, Dave Hall is a genius, and his team has compiled studies and more to show how beneficial this product is. I had the honor of working with him a few years ago. My Cellerciser was purchased years before I worked with them. I love it. Thank you, Michelle. These are great. Terry writes, love my Cellerciser. I jump 6 and sometimes 7 days a week, exclamation points. Been doing that since I bought it 5 years ago. It has changed the shape of my body, and my thighs don't have the cellulite that they once had. I feel so good after I jump. Sometimes I jump for 12 minutes. Thank you. For 12 minutes, all the way up to 30 minutes, and sometimes 2 times a day. In my humble opinion, it is the best rebounder on the market! Exclamation points. I do have the Mr. Rebounder app and really enjoy jumping with that also. And the twins, I jump instead, Sally and Stephanie, and some other great videos on YouTube. And I haven't tried the new Cellerciser shoes yet, but plan on getting a pair soon. Thanks, Dave Hall. Cellercise for all you do and share to help heal the world. Namaste. And namaste back. Thank you, Terry. That was beautiful. Michelle writes, I was in a car accident with multiple injuries and then weight gain. I began with very light bouncing. I followed the app and stayed beginner for a long time. And it helped me slowly regain cardio, release the rest of my frozen shoulder that physical therapy failed at. It lowered my blood pressure and I lost weight. That was during the pandemic. If you are in pain, start slow. I started with 3 minutes, 3 to 4 times a day. I can do 30 now, but my norm is 15 and it feels great. Jeez, Michelle, that's fantastic. These are wonderful. This is what we want to hear, is the results that so many of you are having. And when you share it, it just goes out to, you don't know whose life you're going to influence. And that's great. Thanks, Michelle. William says, I've had mine for a dozen years and it still looks almost new. It shows very little wear. I highly recommend this. Oh, and I'm 71, by the way. All right, William, we're never too old, really. We have people that honestly have begun in their 90s and they've had great results in their 90s. So you're not too old to begin Cellercising. Gloria writes, I love my Cellerciser. I love the fact that it folds down so small and travels so well in the accessory bag on wheels. That's the trifold Cellerciser. Great quality and customer service too. Thank you, Gloria. Wow, those are great.
I can't get it to load, it's just loading.
Yeah, that's the challenge. Give us one sec here, Roku
Now it's
TV.
on AirPlay.
Yep, Steve? No, it's just, it didn't work again. I don't know why. But I don't know why it says AirPlay when it just doesn't load. So that's something I will work on tonight. So we'll be ready next time. All right, Ann writes, don't even bother to look at other rebounders! Exclamation point. This is the very best! Exclamation point. Worth every penny! Exclamation point. A lot of exclamation points. I've had mine for many years, maybe 16, and it's still perfect. I bought a second one recently that folds up so I can travel with it. Thanks, Dave. And thank you, Ann. You know, I don't think there's any better testimony of the value of a product than when somebody who's had it for a long period of time and is using it and then gets another one because they know. So many people, and it's a challenge, so many people out there are trying other mini trampolines, and it's frustrating a little bit because they say, well, this costs so much. Yeah, it does, but it doesn't stretch out. It doesn't wear out like other rebounders and mini trampolines are. And they're not rubber bands. They don't have to constantly be replaced. These are a quality steel that no one in my family has ever broken a spring. They can be broken if you land on them really hard, but no one's ever broke one. In my extended family, no one. So these springs are designed to last and hold up for years. Mary writes, have been using it for 6 or 7 years. I'm 67 and have been through a head-on collision that left me with rods in my back and multiple injuries and fractures. I use this rebounder because it relieves hip, back, and many other pains. I start slow and then ramp it up for 15 to 20 minutes, mostly keeping 1 or both feet on the mat. What a game changer this has been. Not only do I look much better, but I feel great. Sometimes I just hop on for a few minutes throughout the day. I actually look forward to my gentle jumping or jogging. I tend to overdo it on the time, so I use a timer. I want to keep going, but I must work within my ability. This is so healing and happy. Glad I purchased and would definitely recommend. Mary, thank you. And you know, we wish we could help everybody. We really do. And there's benefits that the Cellerciser can often offer, depending on how we approach it, just about everybody. But there's occasion that the Cellerciser can't help, or somebody has a medical condition or a nerve issue, and it's unfortunate because we want to help them. And the approaches often can. There's different approaches. But there's times where people haven't listened to their body, or they haven't taken the right approach, or they haven't consulted with their doctor first. And that really tugs at the heart too, because we want everybody to be able to enjoy the benefits. And how you approach it makes a really big difference. So Mary, thank you so much for that. Scott writes, just received my Cellerciser a few days ago and off to a good start. I am almost 67 and actually in good condition from years of dumbbells and jogging with my dog. In the last year, however, I've had really bad luck with balance issues, falls, 5 falls all the way to the ground, and 1 fall causing 3 broken ribs. I hope changing some of my workouts time on the rebounding will help with balance. I also have a lot of stiffness lately and hope rebounding will help there too. The Cellerciser is neat. I have a low ceiling where I use it, but at 6 feet tall, I'm not anywhere close to the ceiling, because you're not jumping up and down high like on a trampoline that you do tricks on. You don't need to do that. The majority of the work is closer to the mat. And that's where the cells are flexing over 100 times a minute. That's where we're pumping the lymphatic system. And that's where the intensity is what helps the body really to adapt. So you don't have to jump high. It's not made for tricks. Oh, and I was going to save money by not buying the handle, and the salesman talked me into the bifold with new handle package. Boy, I'm glad I got the handle, as it has saved me from a few spills already. Well, I'm off to search for workouts. I'm looking for basic rebounding video workouts that last 20 to 25 minutes. Found several so far for beginners, and they are a wonderful way to get into rebounding. I will say I can hardly believe something this fun could be a workout. And Scott, you got it. Why work out when we can play in? And that's what it is. We want to have fun and get the benefits. And that's why, a little commercial here, that's why we did create the Mr. Rebounder app, so that you can watch a show, you can watch the app, you can pick from over 45 different follow-along routines. You can create your own routines by going to the library. You got 65 different movements. You can combine them. The routine I did tonight, which will be on the Mr. Rebounder app, I just created because it's what I've been doing lately, and it's a lot of fun, and it works. All right. Questions. Glenda writes, can you do it after a total knee replacement and still stiff with 3 years later? Glenda, if you've had a total knee replacement, you've lost the ligaments and tendons on both the lateral sides of the knee. But you can work the whole front part of the knee. And those muscles and ligaments, gentle movement up and down, just like this, to warm up the tissue. And then we're warming up the tissue, we're moving fluid, then we can bend it in the knee and just push down. You're just pushing down left, right. You're going to feel it initially, more than likely. But as you're doing that, you're going to start to strengthen the supporting muscles and ligaments in the whole front part of the knee. Eventually we can take it beyond that and do movements like this, or you've seen where you can put your hand on the table, or if you hold on to the balance bar, this is a little more advanced, but you jump up, come down, position yourself, jump up, come down, position yourself. You can come down low, or you can come down just a little bit, or just like this. just like that when you begin. And that's going to start to strengthen and loosen and open up the muscles and ligaments around the knee. So start off very gradually. Jujubee says, does this help safely break up calcification in the arteries? Yeah, that's more along a medical condition, because I don't know how bad the calcification is. The Cellerciser is an internal scrub brush. Okay, so you are moving up and down, and that fluid can help clear arteries and blood vessels and the lymphatic system, same thing. All the fluid is moving up and down as you move up and down, and you backflush valves. So as a valve is shut and you come up, it causes that the blood vessels or arteries above, that pressure helps to open them up some. That can help release calcification, trapped blood proteins, just help improve that circulation. So again, in a situation like that, consult with your doctor, health practitioner. But Cellercise can really help clean out the internal circulatory systems of the body and make it easier on the heart at the same time, because you're pumping with the heart. Okay, Christine writes, how are these compared to bungees on the back and joints? I am 66 and starting with arthritis in my knees and spine. I'm worried I may do more damage than good. And what is the diameter? I'm considering the one with the handle. Okay, ours are 40 inches in diameter, one size fits all feet. The wider out you go, the less support you have in the middle, the more the feet will pronate. We resist pronation because when you land with your foot leveraged like this over and over, ultimately, eventually, that can cause serious ankle problems, knee problems, hip problems, and back problems. It's not supporting the skeletal alignment of the body. And it's important we have good resistance and good support under our feet as we're moving up and down. So, answer to your question, if a unit is too soft, then as you're moving up and down, if you don't have enough resistance against the cell membrane, the cell's not going to fortify its membrane with more protein because it doesn't perceive the need. So what happens when they're too soft is you get more and more pressure, compaction on the body. And that can restrict circulation. That can actually be more damaging to the nerves, to the back, to the disc. If you don't have resistance and then release, resistance, release, then you can't help get the circulation in between the joints. If it's too soft, then and many people notice it. They will notice it on their knees and on their back when they're using a unit that hasn't given them a proper support. So yes, be careful with those. All right, can you demonstrate some suggested moves for a still tight neck trapezius area? You bet. Okay, so one of the movements on the Cellerciser, as we're moving up and down, fluid's moving up and down. We can push that fluid between the actual vertebral joints in the neck. We can loosen the muscles by doing little round movements. You're massaging. But as the movement's coming up and down, as the cells are massaging, as we're massaging, we can help increase that flexibility in those muscles and ligaments. And often you can feel what area needs more attention. When you tilt the neck slightly and you gently massage that area, we can loosen that up. Do the same thing on the other area, and we can loosen it up. When we do gentle turns, we can always be helping. The Cellerciser itself is helping, but these movements can help open up the neck and area as well. But necks are really delicate, so just don't start off with something too extreme. Start off very gentle with the neck. Okay, and I have all those movements are on the Mr. Rebounder app as well. Can you demonstrate some moves to help with restless legs? Yeah. Some of the best movements that I've found for the legs, gentle movement up and down, of course. That's going to help pump the calf muscle. calf muscle has been called the second heart. So as that calf muscle, as it pumps, it's going to help feed circulation back up through the leg, back up to the heart. So you just lift the heels up and down. Wonderful. And then to help relax the legs, you can do the jamba walk. The reason I say that is because the intensity can open up capillaries. That can help increase circulation, and that can help the legs relax when you're done. So standing on the Cellerciser, bending at the knee a little bit, keeping your back straight, which keeps the weight over the thigh, and then just pushing down into the mat, pretty much flat-footed the whole time. But as you're pushing down, you're going to start to really work the thighs and the knees. And that can be really helpful. And then jumping up and down, doing the squats can be helpful too. All right. What exercises, does the health bounce work the same and have the same benefits? Well, yeah, the health bounce, if you did nothing more than the health bounce, it's still weight bearing. And we're going to do a little bit at the end of this routine in just a second. What exercises, what about knee replacements? Can you jump or just the health bounce recommended? And yeah, you can do both. You can do the health bounce, and again, I don't know what restrictions you might have on this as far as your physical activity, but that depends on what kind of movements you can do on the Cellerciser. If you don't have any restrictions, then doing the deep knee squats eventually and can help open up the knee area and strengthen it as well. What exercises do you recommend for the Cellerciser for hip pain? Okay, well, anytime we have muscle pain, joint pain, we want to increase circulation, and we want to help, because that's number one. That's what's going to be healing. We want to warm up the tissue, and then we want to strengthen the supporting muscles and ligaments around the joint. So gentle movement up and down is causing a massage at the cellular level, so we warm up, and then rocking side to side. That is literally working right there in the hip, the muscles right there. And it's gentle, but it's pumping, it's strengthening. This gentle twist here is great for the lower back and for all the muscles that wrap around the hip area. This is wonderful, especially if you've been sitting around all day. I can feel this already. And then doing the just the hip socket area. So now your waist is straight ahead instead of twisting here at the waist. You're twisting just in the hip socket, and that just helps to open up that hip area. Okay, can I ask you if the Cellerciser is a good idea for someone with hypermobility? Yeah, or Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. If you have hyperextension issues, how we hold the muscles and ligaments while we're Cellercising can be very beneficial. If you have additional support, if you have a knee brace or an arm brace and you're doing some movements, that can offer additional support while we start to strengthen the supporting muscles and ligaments around those joints. You can pick those up on Amazon, you can pick them up on Walmart, and that can help strengthen those areas. Benefits of bouncing while Cellercising. Benefits of bouncing while Cellercising. We're still learning about the benefits of bouncing while Cellercising, but I wanted to read a statement that Dr. Morton Walker is one of my customers, a very prolific writer, and we had a chance to lecture together at some universities, and he wrote about me in some medical magazines, and was a customer of mine until he passed away. But I'd like to read this. First of all, this is on our website, and I do start off with a disclaimer, and the reason I do that is to protect you and to protect us. But it reads, the blog website is made available by the publisher for educational purposes only, as well as to give general information and understanding regarding the industry. It is not to be used as specific medical advice or to replace consulting with your doctor. You should always consult with your doctor. By using this blog or website, you understand that this blog website should not be used as a substitute for medical advice from a licensed professional. And then we have a fuller disclaimer on our website. But here's something that I wrote that's on that. It says for over 35 years now, the Cellercise exercise program has been improving the lives of people worldwide. In that time, it has also attracted the attention of countless doctors and health practitioners who recommend the Cellerciser to their patients and clients. Dr. Morton Walker, a best-selling author of dozens of books on health and holistic wellness, is a longtime advocate of the Cellerciser. His quote, "If you want to live longer with the highest level of wellness, learn firsthand Dave Hall's Cellercise program," unquote. He goes on to say, it offers prodigious benefits for the lymphatic system, the heart, blood vessels, nerves, brain, and all other cells of the body. Here, find Dr. Walker's published list of 30 reasons. And he says, increase balance and coordination. Okay, movement up and down. That's how we get balance to begin with. We challenge our proprioception. We challenge vestibular balance. That's what Cellercise does. That's why people, when they step off of a Cellerciser, they're so much more balanced. They feel it. We can demonstrate it. Increase chances, reduce chances of heart disease because it's strengthening, it's working with the heart. Boost production of red blood cells. That's important. Aid in lymphatic circulation, the immune system. Strengthen the heart. Tone and strengthen muscle fiber. Lower resting heart rate. Reduce cholesterol and triglyceride levels. Stimulate metabolism. Improve vision. Promote growth and repair. Increase breathing capacity. Circulate more oxygen to your cells. Tone the glandular system. Increase thyroid output. Expand capacity to store fuel. Increase muscle vigor. Reduce headaches and back pains. Reduce aches and pains. Improve digestion and elimination. Allow for deeper sleep. Improve ability to relax. Stimulate better mental performance. Stimulate keener learning process. Lessen fatigue. Reduce PMS symptoms. Reduce menstrual discomfort. Improve immune system. Slow the aging process. Reduce chances of obesity. Dr. Morton Walker. You know, that's some pretty important things. Our cells, when they're stronger, they're healthier, and they're working more efficiently, our body parts and functions will be stronger, healthier, and working more efficiently as well. I hope some of this makes sense and that you'll be able to share it with others because you are making the difference. Okay, so for those who want to join me, let's go and start with the routine. Now what this is going to be is pretty simple. Darn. There's not a lot of different exercises we're going to do, but we're going to do them for a longer period of time. So, logging in. All right. So for those who haven't, I'm sure you've seen this, but they can see this just right on the screen. Yeah, okay. So we've got beginner, intermediate, advanced, and seniors, and then we've got routines under each one of them, and they're graduated movements so you can grow with the Cellerciser. And this is still on sale right now. And then we've got up here, it says create a workout. So if you want to create a workout, you can give it a name, give it a picture. When you want to add a routine, you have all these different movements you can grab from. You can, like the neck turns, you know, we've got movements for the neck, and you put the amount of time, and then you add to the workout, and then you add something else. And in this case, what I'm going to do is go back to the home screen. Down here, I've got, it's hard to see, but it says My Workout. So I hit right there, start adding workouts to build your routine. These are routines that I have. I'm going to go down to the bottom because that's the routine that I just added. We got a Cellercise Kid routine here, and we got Dave Hall's moderate routine number 1, and that's the one we're going to do. It's about 23 minutes long. So it's perfect for watching a show. Really it is. And while we do this, We're going to start off with the health bounce for a minute. We'll do the hip rock for a minute. We'll do the twist for a minute. We're loosening everything up. We're getting that circulation going. We're getting rid of stress and tension as well. Then we're going to not do these. Okay, then we're going to, there it is. All right, then we're just going to jog for about 11 minutes. And what I like to do is I like to get close to 100 steps on one foot for every 60 seconds.
How do we turn up the volume, make it louder?
How do we turn the volume up?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, and then, Catherine's just wondering, do you have anything to help with allergies?
Oh, this is fantastic for allergies. Yeah, in fact, when I'm on, I've got quite a history with allergies. When I'm on the Cellerciser and I'm bouncing up and down, I feel great. If my nose and eyes are itchy and runny as they used to be, I get on the Cellerciser and I start to bounce up and down, and I don't feel the symptoms while I'm bouncing. Now, when I get off, or when I used to, when I would get off, I'd start to feel them come on again. I get back on the Cellerciser. And I don't know, but the winds have been blowing like crazy. Yesterday it was like I don't know, 40, 50 mile per hour winds taking down trees and branches all over the backyard. Our backyard just covered. It looks like a war zone. And I feel great. And I'm out there and I'm loving it. And the people that are suffering with the allergies, that's not something they enjoy much. But when you're on a Cellerciser, watch what happens. And share with us the results that you feel when you're on the Cellerciser, when the allergies are bothering you. Amazing how it helps clear things and helps you feel better. So, good question. All right, so we'll do the baby bounce, health bounce, hip rock, twist. We're going to sprint for about 11 minutes, and we're going to do a twist. We'll do the whippy ski patrol. This is all part of a routine that I do that works the waist, the hips, the thighs, and the knees. Then we'll do the ski patrol number 2. If you don't feel comfortable doing some of those movements, just ease back off of it. You don't have to do it all. But these are pretty basic exercises. Then we'll do the health bounce. We're going to work on some bicep movements here for the arms and the other arm, and then we'll end up with the health bounce. And I'm going to do a couple different things, and I'll talk about that when we're doing that health bounce. So you're just going to have to follow me. Can they see me? Oh, Jess, do you want to turn the light on that thing? You know how to do that? Okay. There we go. All right. So I'll turn the music up on this. Well, you want to hear me talk too, so a little bit. But we're going to get started right now. So, all right, so health bounce. And when you're doing that, if you want, you can kind of push your toes a little bit into the mat too. So as you're coming down, you're kind of pushing, resisting a little bit. It helps to strengthen the toes and helps to spread the toes, muscles, ligaments, improve circulation. So you're also pumping with your calf muscle, and that's helping to improve circulation back up to the heart. And it's been known to help reduce edema, swelling, varicose veins. So it's also, this is a wake-up call. And this is just stimulating everything. This is a great way to wake up in the morning, stimulate the thyroid, the adrenals, the endocrine system, and get that circulation moving through the body. That's great. 10 more seconds to go. And then do the hip rock. Okay, so the hip rock, the way I like to do it, there's a couple ways of doing it, but I like to kind of rock with the hips and just kind of lift the shoulders up and down a little bit so we can start, and lift the chest high so we can start to stretch the muscles along the vertebrae and the psoas muscle as well, because the hips are dropping into the mat. And so you get that stretch, and we're pumping the lymph system more effectively as we do it this way. So again, if you want to know just how powerful this is, take your fingers, stick them into your hip muscles, right there, the muscle just below the hip. You can feel it really working, but we're not jarring. We're not hitting a hard surface. We're just taking those areas and we're working them. And if you have a weakness in that area, you might feel that initially, but we want to build up the strength and improve the circulation in the hip joint itself. Okay, now we're going to do the twist. As we're doing the twist, we're taking all those muscles that wrap around that whole hip area and the waist area, and we're loosening all those muscles up. And as we gently twist side to side, so all of our smooth muscles, our stomach, our colon, intestines, it's like we're putting them through a little washing machine effect every day. And so as we're gently twisting, we can help improve digestion, elimination processes, but we're also massaging the liver, the kidneys, the spleen, the gallbladder, the pancreas, the adrenals. All those internal organs are moving up and down with us. And as we gently twist, we're massaging them. And we're loosening up the lower back at the same time. Okay, so let's go jogging. Now there's a couple ways of doing that. You can hold on to the Cellerciser bar. We call it the performance bar or the balance bar. And as you do this, you want to lift your knees up. If you tilt backwards slightly, you really work the abdominals. If you lean forward a little bit and just kind of stick your rear end out a little bit, you'll be more toward the front. And that's also a great routine. But we're gonna just be jogging for a while. Justice, did you want to give a joke? No, you say it. You just have to really speak up though.
Dad wanted me to find some aerobic jokes. So one of them is, why did the scarecrow start doing aerobics?
Why did the scarecrow start doing aerobics?
He wanted to get shredded before harvest.
Oh, he wanted to get shredded before harvest. That's good, Justice.
What's an aerobics instructor's favorite pickup line?
What's an aerobics instructor's favorite pickup line?
Are you a squat because I can't stand up after seeing you?
Are you a squat because I can't stand up after seeing you? Oh gosh.
And then, why don't skeletons do aerobics?
Why don't skeletons do aerobics?
Too many joints are popping.
Too many joints are popping. Thank you, Justice.
And then Yvonne
Yeah?
says, hi Dave, I keep bouncing with my bad knee, and the problem I'm still experiencing is fluid buildup in the front of the knee. Bursa area upper right and lower right. I guess it needs time.
Yes, you might want to get, she's talking about buildup of fluid in her knee area. She might want to get a knee brace to help give a little additional support while you are building up the supporting muscles and ligaments around that joint. But again, that's not offered as medical advice. It's what we do to help strengthen the joint muscles and ligaments as we're building them up. And when you're jogging, you can go faster if you want. I mean, if you want more of a routine, feel free. But this is, keep in mind, usually I'm watching a show and enjoying the show, and when it dings, I look to do the next movement. And we've got all kinds of routines. This is great. Okay, some other secrets when you're doing this. If you tighten the stomach while you lift those knees up, you're really going to get more of a core exercise with it. Those were some fantastic, wonderful reviews that you sent in. for this program. And I want to take a moment to thank Dalium. Dalium is behind the scenes, and she's doing a lot of the postings, a lot of the Facebook ads, and she helps me get things organized and just a great support. So thank you, Dalium, for everything that you're doing to help us. We have a good team of people we work with. Jenna is often on the chat room, and she helps with our affiliate program and a lot more. Very talented daughter of mine who was almost literally born on the Cellerciser. Almost literally. I mean, her mom had like a 10-minute delivery, which is amazing because everything's flexible. When you Cellercise, you can help increase strength and flexibility at the same time. So we have a lot of women who will Cellercise through their pregnancy, and toward the last trimester, they support themselves a little bit, but it helps everything respond very well. And again, everybody's different, so you want to check with your doctor to find out if you're limited in any of your activities. But for most people, the Cellercise have been really helpful. And then after delivery of a child, you can get on the Cellerciser and you can sit down, put the hands on the mat to support your back, tilt backwards a little bit. We call it the sit and bounce. And when you do that, it can help promote contractions. It can help internal organs move back into position. You're not just standing up vertically, you're actually sitting down and tilting backwards some. So you have a little additional support as all that internal structure helps to find its balance again. And then you strengthen the fascia and connective tissues surrounding the whole area. Great way to help recover from pregnancy. And another one, which I did, is if you need to burp a child or they have colic, you can put them over your shoulder and gently bounce up and down. And it's good for the person doing the bouncing, and the babies love it. Gentlemen, we do it all the time anyway, but when you're doing it on the Cellerciser, you're both getting the benefit of the movement up and down to reduce stress and increase circulation. So, great way to help put a baby to sleep too. And for that matter, the gentle movement up and down helps adults get rid of the stress and tension in the body so they can sleep better as well. So if you can imagine, I'd be watching the app. I don't have to watch on this movement so much, and just watch the show. Okay, so we have 3.5 minutes left of just jogging. Okay, 3 minutes to go. Counting down 2.5 minutes. And if you have a chance, we'll post this program tomorrow on our YouTube channel. If you can share it with others, we'd really appreciate it. We want to see our Cellercise family grow. Okay, a minute and a half to go. And I want to thank all of you who often take the time to stand up for the Cellerciser. I know there's a lot of disparaging comments and rhetoric out there regarding Cellercise. There's a lot of good things too, but it's neat to be able to see the responses that so many of you have in defending and supporting us. We notice, I notice, and it makes a big difference. Okay. We've got 30 seconds left now.
Mary says, what are you demonstrating?
The aerobic. All right, so what I'm demonstrating, okay, so we're done with that. Do the twist for 30 seconds. This is a routine that I often do when I'm watching a television program. So I turn on the Mr. Rebounder app, and I want to Cellercise for most of the program. So I just do my aerobic, which is really what this is. And it's part of a daily routine that I often do. It's not as intense as this is a ski patrol here, side to side. This is working hips, inner outer thigh, and the lateral knee. So this is a little over 23 minutes for the whole routine. The neat thing about this is on the Mr. Rebounder app, you can go in and clone. You hit a button, it's got two little squares that look like, you know, the same thing. When you go into the routine, you hit the clone button, it will clone the whole routine. And then you can go and add to it or take away from it or move movements into different positions. And then you can resave it under a different name. So you don't have to start from scratch. And you can do that with any of them. Okay, so this one here, this is a more intense ski patrol. It's part of my daily routine. That's good for the knees. He's going fast. Okay, we got about 1 minute and 15 seconds of this. So I like to do about 100 of them. And you go at your pace. This guy on the app is really fast. Okay, 45 seconds. 30 seconds. I can go a little faster when I hold on to the bar. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. 2, 1, 0. Baby bounce. Okay, that was a little aerobic. Now we're going to do a little strength routine. I often will alternate the strength movements every time I do it. But today we're going to work bicep and tricep. And we're going to do that by putting the hand on top of the other hand. You're going to lift up and push down at the same time, but you're going to allow the arm to move to the count of 4, like 1, 2, or down 1, 2, 2, 2, down 2, 2. So get ready, 1, and let's start. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2. We just do this for about a minute and 45 seconds. So we're down to a minute and a half now. So you're pushing down and pulling up to build and strengthen the ligaments, the tendons, and the muscles. And this is what I do for my arm exercises, or one of the movements on the Cellerciser. Okay, we're down to a minute to go. And you're not likely to hurt yourself doing this like you might with weights, because you're using your own strength. As your own strength gets stronger, you'll be able to naturally put more resistance into it. But you can help build up the muscles and the ligaments without causing damage to them. It's hot in here, Justice. It's not supposed to be hot in here. It's supposed to be cool. It's downstairs. Okay, we've got 10 seconds to go. So really kind of push and pull and really feel that burn if you can. Okay, now we're going to do the other arm. So just switch positions. Now we're pulling up with the left hand and pushing down. And for those who came late to the program, this will be on the YouTube channel probably tomorrow, and you can access it there and just follow along with the whole routine. And for those who have the Mr. Rebounder app, I'll be turning this into our team tonight. So expect to see this, the Dave Hall, I think it was called Moderate Routine #1, and that's just one of the routines that I do that I think makes you feel great. But it really gets all the joints moving, all the circulation through the joints. There's so much more you can add to it, but this is just a good basic thing, so I know I get the basics done. Okay, we're at 15 seconds. So really kind of work that. 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7. Okay. Now we're going to do a health or baby bounce. But what we're going to do, we're going to do this for about a minute and a half. And what I want you to do is we're going to focus on different muscle groups. So even though we're bouncing up and down, and there is weight, if you take your fingers, put them up on the trapezius muscles up there, you're going to feel how much weight you're putting on those muscles over and over. But instead of pushing the weight away from gravity, you're increasing the weight of gravity. The difference is we're not limiting the effect. So while we're doing this, tighten your chest muscles, your shoulders, and just hold them tight for 10 seconds. Okay, and then relax. Then hold the chest and the stomach. Really tighten the stomach muscles. And you're gonna tighten the buttocks with that. So we're tightening the stomach and the buttocks. And we're holding that for another 5 seconds, really tight. Okay, now with the arms, just tighten the arms and really hold them really tight for 10 seconds. Okay, and then now we're going to tighten the thighs and just the buttocks and the thighs, and just really tighten those for about 10 seconds. And now we're just going to release everything and just gently move up and down. And we're done. So there's a nice routine that I hope everybody enjoyed and feel good about. And again, feel free to share. Thank you so much for taking the time to share those incredible reviews with us. I know that we've all been Cellercise fed, if you would, with some great comments, great thoughts, and I just love your support. So please feel free to share this with as many people as you can. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in. We'll see you in a couple weeks. But if you have questions in the interim, you can always give me a call as well. Thank you. God bless. Remember, you don't need to work out when you can play in. Enjoy, and thank you for being part of the Cellercise family.